The web of lies. It all began one rainy Thursday night in the heart of Manhattan. Ethan Harper, a meticulous and calculating software engineer, was celebrating a major career milestone at a company party. The champagne flowed freely, the music thumped in the background, and the normally reserved Ethan found himself loosening up for the first time in months. His girlfriend, Olivia, had been out of town for a week on a work assignment, leaving Ethan to navigate the city's social labyrinth alone. The party, held in a sleek high-rise overlooking the city, was packed with his colleagues. As the evening wore on, Ethan struck up a conversation with Camille, a vivacious new hire in the marketing department. She was charming, with a quick wit and an intoxicating laugh. What started as harmless banter quickly escalated as the hours wore on, and the alcohol dulled Ethan's usual self-restraint. By the time the party ended, Ethan found himself in a cab with Camille, heading to her apartment. He convinced himself it was just the alcohol, just a mistake, a lapse in judgment that would never happen again. But the guilt hit him like a freight train the next morning as he woke up in an unfamiliar bed. Disoriented and ashamed, Ethan quickly gathered his belongings and left, vowing to bury the incident deep in his mind. Days passed, and Olivia returned home. Ethan did everything he could to act normal, but Olivia, ever perceptive, began to notice subtle changes. He seemed distracted, his phone was suddenly glued to his side, and he was overly attentive in a way that felt off. "Is everything okay?" she asked one evening, her eyes searching his. "Of course," Ethan replied, forcing a smile. "Work's just been stressful," but Olivia wasn't convinced. A few days later, she stumbled upon a receipt for an expensive cab ride on Ethan's credit card statement, time-stamped late on the night of the party. It wasn't to their apartment or anywhere near his usual haunts. Suspicion grew, and Olivia decided to dig deeper. She'd always trusted Ethan, but something didn't add up. Olivia's suspicions came to a head one Friday evening when Ethan's phone buzzed while he was in the shower. Camille's name flashed on the screen, accompanied by a single message: "We need to talk." Ethan returned to find Olivia sitting on the bed, his phone in her hand. Her face was calm, but her eyes were steely. "Who's Camille?" she asked, her voice measured. Ethan's mind raced. He knew this was it, the moment that could destroy everything. But years of solving complex problems at work had honed his ability to think under pressure. He needed a plan, and he needed it fast. "Camille?" he repeated, feigning confusion. He took the phone from her hand and read the message. Then, with a sudden burst of laughter, he said, "Oh, this is rich. You're gonna love this." Olivia raised an eyebrow, her skepticism evident. "I'm listening." Ethan sat down beside her, adopting a tone of mock embarrassment. "Okay, so I wasn't going to tell you this because it's kind of stupid and honestly a little humiliating. But Camille, she's from work. She's new, and she's been, well, let's just say she's been overly friendly." Olivia's expression didn't change. "Go on." At the party, she did a bit too much to drink and got really forward. "I didn't want to make a scene, so I got her a cab and made sure she got home safely. That's all it was, I swear. I guess she thinks it meant something more, and now she's, well, you can see for yourself." He gestured to the message on the phone. Olivia's eyes narrowed as she considered his words. "So, why didn't you tell me?" "Because I didn't want you to worry," Ethan said earnestly. "I know how this might look, but I promise you, nothing happened. I just wanted to handle it quietly and move on." For a moment, the room was silent. Olivia studied him, her intuition warring with the plausibility of his story. Finally, she exhaled and nodded. "Okay, but if she contacts you again, I want to know." Ethan agreed readily, relieved to have dodged the bullet, for now. Over the next week, Ethan meticulously covered his tracks. He blocked Camille's number and deleted their messages. He even orchestrated a fake meeting with her at the office, ensuring he had witnesses who could corroborate his story if Olivia ever questioned him again. But guilt is a heavy burden, and Ethan found himself increasingly paranoid. Every look Olivia gave him felt like an accusation, every question a potential trap. He'd outsmarted her once, but he couldn't shake the feeling that the truth would eventually surface. And then one evening, Olivia casually mentioned, "I ran into someone from your office today." They mentioned Camille quit suddenly. Any idea why? Ethan froze, his mind racing once again. The game was far from over.